The story begins with a 10-year-old Chihiro traveling to her new home with her parents. On their way to their new home, her father takes a wrong road and ends up at a tunnel that leads the family to what looks like an abandoned theme park. The tunnel then leads up to a green landscape that extends across the horizon and comes to a halt at an abandoned city. The family ends up exploring the area by crossing a small dried-out river, and comes across a street lined with restaurants and shops. Almost all of the restaurants are deserted, but one strange restaurant has the aroma of freshly prepared dishes. When Chihiro's parents find the delicious food, her parents decide to dive in and pay later. When the shop owner returns, they ask Chihiro to join in as well, but she isn't so fond of eating suspicious food. She starts to explore instead. She stumbles onto a big spa building with a bridge running up to it. Unexpectedly, Haku, a boy, approaches her from the other side of the bridge. Upon seeing her, he asks her why she was there. Before she could respond, he orders her to depart and cross the river again before it becomes dark. Chihiro races through the same streets again, which now seem to be crowded with odd, shadowy creatures. All she wants is to find her parents because she is afraid. However, they have turned into pigs. The bizarre ghostly figures begin to emerge and become more visible. Chihiro runs back in an effort to cross the tiny, dry river after becoming separated from her parents. When the night falls, the river grows so wide that she is unable to cross it. The area is soon lighted as she searches the area. Chihiro wishes that everything was a dream, but she is disappointed to learn that it isn't. She observes that she is turning transparent and is also about to disappear. Chihiro makes a choice to flee and look for help in the city. Haku, who had earlier forewarned her, is now looking for her. He locates her nearby and warns her that if she doesn't consume some food from this realm, she will eventually fade away. She initially fears that she would change into a pig like her parents, but Haku persuades her otherwise. She takes the bite that Haku gives her and immediately goes back to being herself. They abruptly observe a bird flying above them with the head of a lady. Haku warns her that the bird was looking for her and that she must hide. He takes her to the big bathhouse across the bridge. Haku says she has to hold her breath as they cross bridge or the spell that makes her invisible will be broken. Chihiro holds her breath as they walk past the bridge alongside many spirits and godly creatures making their way to the spa house. A strange ghost spirit walks past them staring gleefully at Chihiro. Haku tells her that she cannot stay with them because they would find her who is a human in a world which supposedly looks like the world of spirits and gods. If she wants to be safe and save her parents, she must find Kamaji, the boiler man. She needs to as for a job. Only then, she can be safe from the wrath of the witch who rules the bathhouse. Haku uses his magic to show the way and she finds the boiler room. The boiler room has a strange machine and a bearded man with 6 arms and dark glasses as Kamaji. She asks for a job, but he has no work for her because all the works are already done by the strange spiders. Also, she can barely carry one piece of coal. A young woman, Lin, comes in with food for Kamaji and she's shocked to see Chihiro. It turns out the whole bathhouse has been looking for a human. Kamaji decides to save Chihiro and tells Lin that she's his granddaughter. Upon request from Kamaji, Chihiro is taken to Yubaba, the proprietor of the bathhouse, who will give her a job. Lin guides Chihiro through the busy floors of the bathhouse, carefully diverting any odd spirits away from her. She takes an elevator and arrives at a large corridor. At the end of it, she notices is a large door and tries to go in without knocking. Suddenly, the doorknob speaks and insults Chihiro, calling her plain and pathetic. Another voice calls her in and Chihiro is magically pulled through several doors. Yubaba is a woman with a disturbingly huge head and working at her desk seriously. There are also 3 green heads jumping around. Yubaba asks what she came here for. Chihiro replies that she needs a job. Yubaba doesn't care and she seals Chihiro's mouth with magic. She has no interest in hiring someone as weak and feeble as Chihiro. Instead, she offers to turn her into a piglet and asks who had helped her. Chihiro is adamant and continues asking for a job. Yubaba gets angry and tells her that she will give her a job so hard that she would die. Before they could discuss further, Yubaba's enormous baby, Bo, the baby crying and Chihiro constantly asks for a job, made Yubaba too distracted. Yubaba agrees to give her a job if she stays quiet while Yubaba deals with her baby. Yubaba notices Chihiro's name is quite attractive after she signs a contract. Yubaba takes the name for herself and renames Chihiro Seinen instead. Haku is one of Yubaba's henchmen, and is given the task of finding work at the bathhouse. Haku, however, pretends as though he is completely unaware of Chihiro. They enter the elevator quietly. It turns out that none of the employees want to bring Sen inside their division since they think she smells like a human. Haku manages to assign Sen into working with Lin. Lin takes Sen under her wing and gives her food and some new clothes. The next morning, as Sen is sleeping, Haku whispers to meet him at the bridge. She wakes up, dresses in her new clothes, and makes her way out to the bridge. On the bridge she notices the same dark spirit from last night. She meets up with Haku on the other side, who leads her into the huge piggery. Chihiro easily recognizes her parents. She promises that she will help them at all costs. Outside the piggery, Haku then gives her back her old clothes, which she'll need to go back. He also gives a paper with her real name Chihiro, which she has almost forgotten. Haku warns her that Yubaba steals people's names and makes them her slaves. On her way back, Haku and Chihiro go separate ways and she gets a glimpse of a dragon flying away. Chihiro recognizes it to be Haku. Later Chihiro along with the other workers clean the floors at the bathhouse. As she dumps her bucket in the garden, she notices the same spirit from the bridge. She tells him that he can come in if he's getting wet. Thus, she leaves the door open, and he follows her in. Lin and Chihiro scrub a huge bathtub filled with grass and dirt. In order to get the tub clean, Lin sends Chihiro to the foreman for an herbal soap token. As the foreman refuses to give Chihiro soap token, the silent spirit from earlier secretly hands her the token. After the big tub is clean, the silent spirit approaches Chihiro and this time hands her several soap tokens. He clearly wants to make friends with her. Meanwhile Yubaba and others see a stink spirit and assign Chihiro to take him to the big tub and bathe him. She can hardly speak because the smell from the spirit is so bad. As Chihiro gives the spirit a bath, she notices something sticking out of the spirit. Yubaba also notices this and gives Chihiro a rope to tie it to. The entire bathhouse staff works together in pulling the rope, which releases a huge pile of junk stuck in the spirit's body. As the gunk clears, an ancient-looking brown face appears and congratulates Chihiro for her work. The spirit then disappears, handing her a green ball. As the slime and mud clears from the floor, everyone notices that there are bits of gold lying around. Amongst all the excitement, Chihiro notices the silent spirit alone and dull as if it is going to disappear. That night a frog worker goes into the room with the big tub and meets the silent spirit. The spirit swallows the frog and is able to use his voice. He also has another power. He can grow as many gold nuggets from his hands as he wants. Chihiro takes the river spirit's gift to the piggery, hoping that it would turn her parents back to, but this time she can't tell which pigs are her parents. The next day, Chihiro notices the white dragon spirit she met earlier being attacked by a group of white birds. Chihiro opens her balcony doors at the dragon so that it can fly into her room. After letting the dragon in, Chihiro closes the doors on the birds, which turn out to be made of paper. The dragon appears to be bleeding and rushes out of the room. Chihiro, knowing the dragon spirit is Haku, follows him back at the bathhouse. Meanwhile, the silent spirit is eating every food given by the staff and rewards them gold. Chihiro bumps into him but refuses his offer of gold nuggets. Chihiro then climbs to the top of the bathhouse and into Yubaba's room through a window. One of the paper birds slips through and unlocks the window for her. Chihiro goes out the main room where she finds the dragon spirit bleeding. She halts when the big baby demands that Chihiro plays with him. Just then the paper bird that followed her turns into a woman who looks just like Yubaba. She turns the annoying baby into a mouse and the head collection into the baby. The woman introduces herself as Zenaba, the twin sister, and tells Chihiro that she was attacking Haku because he stole her golden seal. She wants it back. She also reminds Chihiro that the seal carries a curse that will kill anyone who steals it. Haku destroys the paper with tail and she falls through a hole with Haku and the mouse, ending up in the boiler room. Chihiro feeds Haku a part of the green ball she received from the river spirit. Haku spits up the seal and changes back to human form. He's still severely wounded. Kamaji thinks Zenaba might have a cure, but she is also very dangerous. Kamaji gives Chihiro train tickets to Zenaba's swamp, but Chihiro has to walk back on foot as the train is one way. Meanwhile, the silent spirit is beyond recognizable. Yubaba is calling for to get every last bit of gold out of the spirit before throwing him out. Trying to help the spirit, Chihiro feeds him the remaining river spirit's gift and he starts vomiting everything he ate out. Angrily, the spirit rushes after Chihiro and follows her up to the train station, getting smaller and smaller on its way. The train comes and Chihiro and the spirit go aboard. At the bathhouse, Haku wakes up and Kamaji tells him Chihiro helped him. Haku goes to Yubaba and shows her that her baby was actually with the heads and her baby has been kidnapped by Zenaba. He offers to get the baby back but proposes that Yubaba tears up Chihiro's contract and returns her with her parents to the human world. Yubaba agrees to do so if Chihiro manages to complete the final test. After reaching the swamp, they are guided by a walking lamp. Zenaba then invites them in and Chihiro gives back the golden seal. She apologizes on behalf of Haku. Soon, Haku arrives and Zenaba agrees to forgive him. The silent spirit decides to stay with Zenaba as he had nowhere else to go. Haku, along with the mouse baby and Chihiro, fly off. As they fly, Chihiro remembers back when she was small. She had dropped her shoe in a river and almost drowned trying to get it back. The river had carried her to the shore. It was the Kohaku River, and Chihiro realizes that Haku is the Kohaku River spirit and can't find his way home because the river had been filled in. Back at the bathhouse, Yubaba tells Chihiro to her real parents from a crowd of pigs. Chihiro points out none of the pigs are her parents and passes the final test. Haku tells her that her parents are on the other side of the river, and he promises they will meet again. Crossing the river, Chihiro sees her parents call for her and the family return back to their journey. If you enjoyed this recap, check out the next episode. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more anime recaps, turn on the bell notification for future uploads, and leave a like to help the channel out.